Welcome everyone to another Jeff Herring webinar. This is Jeff, your host, and we're broadcasting live from our virtual studios here just north, about 40 miles north of Atlanta, Georgia, in the foothills of the North Georgia mountains. And our topic for this webinar is the 7th anniversary of my first live event online celebration. Thank you for joining me in this celebration for great training, great giveaways, great stuff, and great Scott. For any of you that watched the Back to the Future series, Caleb, my 11-year-old son, fell in love with that series and I watched it so many times, and it's one thing I don't mind watching with him. There's some of those silly cartoons that are out there now. And as Buddy sings in the background, I am wearing my brand new hoodie, my Switchfoot hoodie, one of my favorite bands, with their album cover, Fading West, on it. Switchfoot symbol in a couple places. It's very, very comfortable. And actually, I bought one for myself and one for each of the boys, and they saw it today and goes, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool, I want one." And I just kind of smiled inside. So Maddie says, "Love it." Hello to everyone from Abby in Belle Island, Newfoundland. Congratulations on 7th anniversary. Thank you, Abby, and thank you for everybody else that is saying congratulations to that. Had no idea 7 years ago where this would lead me, to sitting in my home office on a webinar that I didn't even know what one was back then, in this wonderful brand new Switchfoot hoodie. So let's get going here. All right, you've seen this webinar wisdom before, but I want to use it again because some of you have not done it. First, do what is necessary. Then do what is possible. And suddenly you're doing the impossible. I've lived that out. I've lived that out. I've lived that out. You can too. And Tracy says, "I just realized I've been here for 5 of those 7. You sure have, Tracy, and I appreciate that. That is awesome, my friend. Tracy, my head assistant. Awesome. So during this celebration you're about to discover, you'll notice I dispense with all the, here's why you should listen to me. I figure if you're on this webinar and you're celebrating 7 years with me, you know why you should listen to me. So here's what you're going to discover during this celebration. Well, how I got started. 3 things I've learned that I wish I knew back when I got started. A brand new, immediately usable content creation template. We'll have a little results now workshop in the middle of this celebration. A preview of coming attractions. Your next success steps. And like all my events, so much more. Now, I want you all to start counting when I say go, because I forgot my sweet tea and my voice will never make it through this if I don't run grab it. I want you to count how many seconds it takes me to get it. Ready, set, go. Tell me when I get back. You said. You tell him, buddy. You tell him. All right, how many seconds was that? Somebody tell me. 19, 14, what? 13, 21, 12. I don't know who to believe. My goodness, but I'm back and felt comfortable doing that since it is my 7th anniversary. All right, so let's keep going here. Whoops. And like all my events, so much more, right? And at the very, very end, the very, very last slide, after all the good stuff, after the offer, after everything, okay? You are going to also get a free list building course, okay, at the very, very end of this course or of this webinar. So also like all my events, this one has a sponsor. It is the Content Marketing Cash Machine. The course we just finished up really about what now? 25, 26 hours ago. So it's all there waiting for you to consume, and we'll talk about that at the end. Yes, that means even on a celebration, there's going to be an offer. I'm modeling something for you kids. You always offer the next success steps. To not do so does a disservice to your tribe and to you. Okay? So don't worry, you're going to get good stuff, and this offer will only come, as always, if and only if I deliver on all my great promises at the beginning. Here's Ute. Congratulations, Jeff. Yes, a lot has happened in 7 years. Yeah. I took detours, but I made it around, and here we are. Great. Yeah, way to hang in there, UT. I'm proud of you. Good job. All right, so here we go. Do we have a deal for our arrangement for this webinar? Yay or nay in the Q&A. Do we have a deal? Of course. You bet. Yay. Yes. Did you put up the PDF for the Ascension? Not yet, but I will. Yes, says May, Chris, Joan. Steve is smiling. Sure. You got it, says Maddie. Kim, what was the deal again? Laughing out loud? I don't remember. Oh, yeah, says Kara. All right, so we got a deal. Now, just to remind people, okay, there's 5 parts to everything I teach. This is kind of setting up the preview of coming attractions later in the webinar. Content creation, it's so much easier to unleash and so much more powerful than you ever imagined. Online visibility, being able to be seen as the go-to expert in your niche. Traffic generation, your content becomes evergreen traffic machines. List building, your content builds a highly responsive community eager to invest with you. And my favorite, product creation, that allows you to turn your content into resources and training your community will love, so you can what? Cash in on your content. Now, let's talk a little bit about how I got started. As many of you know, I used to be a marriage and family therapist down in Tallahassee, Florida, and figured I'd live and die doing that. But the internet came along, and I wanted to reach more people. I played with it for a couple of years and got forced into making it work for me. Because when I first started my first website in October of 2005, I also got divorced. And the kid's mom moved up to north of Atlanta with the kids. So thought, I'm not going to put them in the middle. And so I moved too. It took a year. And that forced me to reinvent myself. And, you know, we change out of inspiration and out of desperation. And sometimes desperation gets you moving quicker. Right now, you hear all the stuff about, you know, go on the internet and, you know, work online and you can sit on the beach and make money. Okay. Now, yeah, I've sat on the beach. I've sat by the lake. I've walked in the mountains and orders come in. Okay. But that doesn't happen right away. That takes work. And a lot of people lie to you about that. That takes work. Okay. Because here's the chair I started in. Okay. Let me tell you about this kind of chair. It's almost 7 years ago in a couple of weeks. Because 7 years ago this week, I had taken 2 modules of Alex Mondosian's Teleseminar Secrets and decided, okay, that's enough, I'll start, and held my first online event about internet marketing. About 40 people. Some of those that are still with me today, which I love. And about 4 days after that, I was coming up from Tallahassee to Atlanta to see the kids for Christmas. I had them on Christmas Eve. Their mom had them on Christmas, and I had them for a few days afterwards. And on my drive up, I realized that, yeah, there were orders coming in that wouldn't get in until after Christmas. And because I've been essentially funding 3 households for about a year, mine, theirs, and my office, I counted up what I had on hand before those orders came in the next week, and I could either stay in the hotel where I'd been staying, or I could stay in the hotel and not be able to afford to do anything with the kids on Christmas Eve, or not stay in a hotel room and be able to afford to do something with the kids. So, being a dad, I chose not to stay in the hotel room, hung around in Starbucks for as long as they let me, then drove around for a while, and I thought, hey, you know what? That Hampton Inn where I stayed, the Wi-Fi goes out to the parking lot. I'll just hang out in the van, doze a little bit, and work on the internet all night. Well, it was stinking cold, at least for me, that night. And then I realized, wait a minute, they know me at this hotel. If I just hang out in the lobby and work on my laptop, they'll just think I'm up working or whatever. So that's what I did. And I sat in a chair very similar to that one and worked online all night and napped off and on. And that same hotel is where I do trainings locally now on the 5th floor instead of the 1st floor. And I take people down to the 1st floor, sit in the same chair that was there 7 years ago and tell this story. Sometime during that night, I made a really big decision, an important decision. Sometime during that night, I decided I am going to get so good at something that everybody needs online that I'm never, ever, ever going to be in that situation again. And I've kept that promise. And so I'm telling you that story because if you're in a similar situation or close to a similar situation, there is another side to it. Whatever situation you're in, there is another side to it. So it's not all hanging out on the beach while you make money. It's work and it's some hard times. But I will tell you that my 17-second commute every morning is more than worth it. And being able to work with y'all and help y'all get your message out there and see what you can do with your stuff is much, much more than worth it. So that's pretty much how I got started. And one of the things I've learned before I get into the three main things is that you can pick a niche and stay with it as long as you are willing and able, okay? Underline those two words, willing and able to adapt, because there has been a lot of adapting in this last 7 years, okay? Many of you know I started out as the article marketing guy, right? And with all the changes in Google, article marketing now has a bad name. And I just decided instead of trying to fight it, I'm just going to talk about content marketing. Some of you have never heard me say anything else other than content marketing. Article marketing is simply one part of content marketing because content can also be audio and video, right? Okay. So what I'm trying to do here with this story is not impress you, but impress upon you that if you stick with something and make some decisions, you can make this work. I have a personal belief that no one ever fails online. It's just that some people give up before the magic happens. Now, fortunately, the magic happened pretty quickly for me because I went from that hotel lobby back to a hotel room by the first of the year. And then by February to an actual apartment, a glorious 700 square feet. Most of it was taken up by the stairway. And one bedroom for me and two boys. And then we decided that it would be smart to get a big dog, Buddy. And then things just kept getting better and better and better and better and better. And they're still doing that, okay? The magic happened for me early, okay? Because I was desperate. I had to make this work. And so starting full-time online in February of 2007, by May, I hit my first 20K month. Haven't looked back since. Using parts of the whole system, parts of which I'm going to teach you tonight, and at the end I'm going to offer you. This stuff works, folks. It worked back then. It works now. It'll work in the future because we operate online in what I call a content economy. It's a content economy, and it always will be. Master that, and you can write your own ticket online. Okay? And it takes work. It takes a lot of long nights. When you've got a lot more time than you've got money, you learn to do a lot of stuff yourself. Okay? Now, when there's more money than time, you can have people help you with stuff, which is such a blessing. Thank you, Tracy. I really, really believe that no one ever fails online. It's just that some people give up before the magic happens. Will the magic happen for you in 3 months like it did for me? I can't promise that. I don't know how hard you're willing to work. I don't know what niche you're in. Okay, but I do know that if you stick with it, I've never had anybody in these 7 years that has stuck with it that has not been successful. All right, so 3 things I've learned that I wish I knew way back then. Some of you have heard these. Some of you have heard them for the first time. Some of you need to hear them again because you're not doing them. First thing, keep it simple, KIS. Okay? A great quote by Albert Einstein, my buddy, says, "Any fool can complicate things. It takes true genius to make things simple." Thank you, Al. I appreciate that. That's something I've been dedicated to do since day one of doing this. I want to simplify this crazy, complicated process so regular folks like you and I can do it. Okay, I don't understand all the technology. Tracy will back me up there, right, Tracy? I just know what buttons to push, in what order to push them on the computer in order to make money. Tracy's laughing in the background, and then she rightfully should. Okay, keep it simple. You don't have to have everything that's offered you. You don't have to suffer from shiny object syndrome. Now, I've bought 2 or 3 information products in the last couple of weeks. Okay, and here is my map for getting them. Does it fit into my system? And if so, where? And will I use it? Simple as that. Lynn's asking for that quote again. Which quote, Lynn? I've tossed out a ton of quotes here. You're probably talking about the one about success online. No one ever fails online. Some people just give up before the magic happens. Don't be one of those people. I'll add to that. Okay, so keeping it simple means just that. And you don't have to complicate things. Simple is better. I have complicated things before. And if I ever see my income take a little bit of a dip, I know automatically somewhere I have complicated things. Somewhere I have made this complicated. Okay? And I find that place and simplify it, and things continue to improve. So, thing 1 I've learned that I wish I knew back then was keep it simple. Thing 2, this is probably the most difficult one for me to have learned, is less is more. Less is more. One of the ways that plays out online, think about an opt-in page. The less information that you ask for on an opt-in page, the more opt-ins you get. Less is more. The less you ask for, the more you get. Now, some of you were with me when I started a membership site back in 2009 called the Article Marketing Teleseminar Club. And talk about complicating things and finding out that more is not more. You actually can over-deliver, I found out. People felt like they were drinking from a fire hose. So I said, okay, we got to stop this. And the other thing that woke me up to less is more is one day somebody sent a ticket, an email into the help desk asking for their username and password to a product. They'd been offline for a while. Perfectly fine thing to do. What caught my attention, though, was that it was my product. I'd made it, but I didn't remember it. I did not remember that product. And I thought, uh-oh, take this out a year, 2 years, 5 years. You're going to have a really complicated business here. And so I overcorrected. I made things almost a little too simple and only had 3 things. And that worked pretty well for a while, but then I realized I've overcorrected, as we often do as humans. And it's still a very, very simple system. Those of you that are in the higher programs know that. It's a very, very simple system. And yet simple is very, very powerful. That's what I love about simple. It's so powerful. So folks, remember that less is more. And that helps you uncomplicate things and really protects you from shiny object syndrome. Thing 3, do it now. D-I-N, do it now. Every single one of us are gifted at procrastination. How many of you would admit in the Q&A that if you've got a project you don't want to do, that's when your desk gets clean. That's when your house gets clean. That's when you wash the car. Okay? We're so good, yep, says Ann, at putting things off. Okay? And see, doing this stuff online is not difficult. Tamar's laughing out loud. What's difficult sometimes is sitting down to do it. Chris is saying, oh yeah, and just sitting down to do it. And I tell you, don't wait for inspiration. Behaviors don't follow feelings. Feelings follow behaviors. Okay? Start taking the action, and it's like warming up a car. Then you warm up to it and you have a blast. I don't always feel like creating content. I don't always feel like doing a webinar. And when I hear myself thinking that, I also have learned to say to myself, and just what does that have to do with it? You do it anyway. Okay? Jennifer's saying, I think what is difficult is the plan. The writing is not hard. Yeah. Okay. Well, Jennifer, I'm here to tell you and everybody else, I got the plan. This plan works for everybody that works it. Okay, those 5 things I talked about earlier. It works. You're going to get a chance to get involved with that. Everybody. Okay? So doing it now gets things done. It builds momentum. My rule the other question I ask myself every time I invest in something, training, information product, whatever, am I going to use it right away? Am I going to use it right away? When the box came today with the 3 Switchfoot hoodies in it for myself and the 2 boys, I thought about just hiding it and waiting until Christmas Day to wear mine. And it just didn't feel right to get something in the mail and not use it immediately. I've trained myself over the last 7 years. You get something, you take action immediately. So that's why I'm sitting before you today on this anniversary webinar wearing this really sweet hoodie. So do it now. When you get yourself into that practice and that discipline, you'll have more success. How many of you experienced putting something off? This is not a rhetorical, say yay or nay in the Q&A. How many of you experienced putting something off that was small? And just by putting it off, in your mind, it got bigger and it got harder. And it would take a longer time. Yeah, you guys should see this. The screen is scrolling with all the people saying absolutely. What does that say about our brains? Of what we're able to convince ourselves of, okay? That's using your creativity in a way that doesn't support you well. I want you to use it in a way that supports you very well. All right, so keep it simple. Less is more. Do it now. Now, who's ready for a brand new, never before revealed, because it was made up this afternoon, content creation template? Okay? Hooray, says Carol. I am, says Al. Me, yes, sirree, I am. Awesome. Screen is scrolling. I love it when you guys scroll this screen. I almost said screen this scroll. Here we go. This is, I call it the New Year template. 3 actions to take now to get a head start on the new year. Whatever your expertise is, whatever population or clientele you work with, you can use, Linda says you bet, you can use this template, especially this time of year. You get to be timely. People are starting to think, okay, here's what I made for this year. What do I want to make? What do I want to accomplish next year? So get them thinking this way. You're stepping into listen to these words. Listen to these words. You're stepping into the conversation in their mind. Okay? You're stepping into the conversation in their mind. How many of you will say yes to this in the Q&A that you've been on a webinar with me, or you've been on a strategy session with me, or maybe even heard me speak in public, and you felt like I was stepping into the conversation you're having in your own head? Yep, yes. You guys are scrolling the screen again. That's not by accident, folks. It's because I know who my ideal clients are. Hey, David, and get a hold of you to set up that strategy session. That's because I know my clientele. And I've practiced that art, and it is an art, over the years. This is a way you can practice it with your clientele. People are thinking about the new year. All right, so what I want you to do, you know the drill. We're going to do a little results now workshop here with this template. And I want you to offer up your stuff in the Q&A. So the beginning of it is, what's action 1? What's action 1 that people that are following you can take to get ready for a good 2014? What's one action they can take? And just offer it up here in the Q&A, and we're going to give you a few seconds. Clarify your vision. Thank you, Jim. Good job. Get the resume ready, says Arlene. Take out and review their logic model, says Jennifer. Clarity of purpose, says Ann. Beautiful. Set goals, says Carol. You guys are getting it. I love it. Identify what you need to do, says Maddie. Abby is mind map. Make a plan, says Joan. Clean out their underwear drawer, Donna Marie. Woohoo, thank you, ma'am. Start eliminating processed sugar, says Elizabeth. Steve says make a decision to do what they really want. Tamar, that's what Tamar said that. Steve said determine the outcome of the group work. Beautiful, you guys got it, okay? So there's action 1. I'm helping you create content for your community right now, okay? Linda says goal setting and accountability. Okay, now, once you've given them that big action, what's one small step they can take today before their head hits the pillow tonight? No, no, not action two yet, Jim. You're always getting ahead of yourself, buddy. I love these overachievers. What's one small step they can take towards doing that? Jim's laughing. I love it. Write it down, says Karen. Yeah, write it down. Jennifer, identify 3 meaningful accomplishments from the year. Dream big in writing, says Jim. Arlene, match the keywords from the ad. There you go. One small step. Carol, buy a notebook. Okay. If I've got 3 actions and I've done action 1, you guys know what's next, right? What's action 2 that they can take? I'll do Jim first because he was being an overachiever and jumped ahead here. Action 2, base your decisions on your vision. There you go, buddy. There you go. I love Al's. Take 20 minutes. Imagine it's July and you're getting there. Write down what you see. I love it. And action C, silence your inner critic. Karen, where does being realistic come in? I like that. Will Smith, in one of his interviews, saying being realistic is one of the worst things you can do. Okay? Was it realistic for the Wright brothers to put a bunch of wood in the air with a propeller? And on he goes. Not a lot of people know this, okay? But Will Smith is the only person to have a #1 TV show, a #1 song, and a #1 movie. No, not even the Beatles, not even Elvis. A #1 song, a #1 TV show, and a #1 movie. Okay, so it's his work ethic that does it. Okay, so action 2 in a small step. Okay, what some of you guys have been doing while I've done this? Take the first step. Do your very first step of the plan, says Joan. Steve, action 2, decide what needs to continue from old work. Yeah, leave some stuff behind. Awesome. Good job. Good job, good job, good job. Okay, what are some small steps for action number 2? What are some small steps that somebody could do before their head hit the pillow tonight? Create a list of target companies, Arlene. Listening on phone while driving. Happy anniversary, says Candy. Okay, good. Don't write this down then. Good for you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. You guys are doing good. Get a win tonight. Yeah, there you go, Jim. Al, stop doing what doesn't move you forward to make room for what needs to be done. Y'all, pause a minute and absorb that. Stop doing what doesn't move you forward and make room for what needs to be done. That's wisdom. Tamara's asking about, is this about us or our clients? Yes, both. You can use it with yourself and with your clients. And write down some of the negative thoughts you have and then reframe them to positive. Okay, good job, guys. Good job. And you know what's next, right? Action number 3 in a small step. Up in the ante on you, of course. Write down both action number 3 and a small step to take that somebody in your community could take on that action before their head hit the pillow tonight. Write it down. Good job, guys. Good job, guys. Grow their network. Define your special sauce. I love that, Carol. What's your special sauce, Carol? Jim, vision, decision, action. Get a win tonight. Arlene, small step. Connect with one person. Yep. Tomorrow's confused. All we're doing is recommending 3 actions for people to take around some topic in your niche for success in the new year, Tamar. And then we're recommending a small step to get going with each action. Kiss a frog, damn it, says Jim. There you go. And action number 3, take small steps to expand your comfort zone. Small step, take a small risk that doesn't overwhelm you. I love it. I love it. Caleb, my youngest son, is naturally shy. So on different trips that he and I have been on, just he and I've made him pump the gas, check into the hotel. He's 11, okay? And he's gotten to the place where he's just outgoing now. At the some of y'all saw this on Facebook yesterday. At the Panera Bread that we frequent, Caleb and I came from a doctor's appointment and met John, my oldest son, there. And the cashier said, "I just love your family, Jeff. Your sons are so kind and polite." And I said, "Thank you. I really appreciate that." And then I said, "I beat them when they're not." And unfortunately, she had taken a sip of her drink after speaking and then had to turn her head and spew because she was laughing. So I love making people's day like that. And so, you stretch people out of their comfort zone. You stretch yourself out of your comfort zone. Joan was talking about write your first contact email. Joan, I was putting off redoing some autoresponder email to a certain thing and then started doing it the other day and was like, it took me so much less time and was so much easier and so much more fun than I thought it was. Take action, folks. That's why we've got 3 actions here, and you helping your folks take a small step. And this is also me helping you. Tomorrow, somebody asked if this was for y'all or for your clients. Yes, both. You can use this. I'm using this. How long has this template been in existence? About 4.5 hours since I made it up and made up this slide. So this is pretty fresh stuff you're getting here. Okay, so that's my holiday, Christmas, New Year's, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever the heck it is you celebrate, gift to you. Okay, a brand new template. So there. Joan saying review and edit your email, review your list of targets. Yeah, I unsubscribe from a lot of stuff this time of year. Clean out a lot of stuff. Feels lighter that way. All right, so there's your New Year template. Now, here is a preview of coming attractions for 2014 that I think you guys are going to love and you're going to be a part of, and I am just so honored knowing that you will be. Okay, so I've been doing it a little bit, building up for this, and you guys have heard me talk about how doing weekly events put me on the map, and I recommend everybody do it, and I train people to do it. But okay, it's time to do that again. Maddie's saying do it, and Abby's saying thank you for the gift. You're welcome. All right, so part of the preview of coming attractions is weekly webinars. Reserve Tuesday evenings around 7. Reserve Tuesday evenings around 7. And there will be a replay, a rebroadcast that you can sign up for later the next day, or maybe 2 days after that, if you can't make 7. Okay, there'll probably be a 4 o'clock on Wednesday or Thursday. Okay, teaching you slices at a certain level of these 5 things I teach. Okay, now, in addition to that, there's going to be occasional for-fee webinars. We did one a few months ago. You had to put some skin in the game, a whopping $25. And everybody loved them, wanted me to do more. So we'll do those occasionally. Okay, going a little bit deeper. Okay? I want to take you guys to success. I want to be celebrating next year, at the end of 2014, my 8th anniversary, and many of y'all's success. Maddie's saying that's midnight for him. Thank God for replays. Amen, Maddie. Okay, so occasional for fee webinars. Now, right now, I've got my templates, my mentorship, and my mastermind. We just finished the content marketing cash machine. So that's a brand new resource. Here's what's coming in the new year. 6 new products and resources. 2 of them are going to be done with partners, and I'm excited, very excited about both of them. 4 of them are going to be just me, okay? And that's all I know about right now, okay? That'll be rolled out over a year. Let's see what else. The Content Warrior Mentor Program that's starting up, cashing in on your content. It's almost full, folks. If you want to be part of that, this week's the time and the beginning of next week to get on the phone with me. And I know there's some of you itching to, and I've made room for that. Okay, so don't worry about it. Send an email to jeffherringtraining@gmail.com. jeffherringtraining@gmail.com, and we'll set it up. Okay, is there anything more on this page? Nope. Okay, so we're going to spend some time together. I want to develop an even more loyal tribe. and loyal because of the success you're enjoying with what I'm delivering each week. Okay? So, I told you at the beginning that I would tell you how I got started, that I would show you 3 things I've learned I wish I knew back then, that I would show you a brand new template that you can use, and then give you the preview of coming attractions. So, remember that what I just said for a few slides from now. Y'all have seen this before, unless this is your first time with me. And if this is your first time with me, you think I must be nuts, man. Running for my tea at the beginning of a webinar and buddy barking and whining. It's not always this exciting. Usually I'm usually terribly boring, aren't I, folks? Come on now. Prospects are attracted to your voice. Not the sound of my voice or the sound of your voice, but the way you approach and the way you solve problems. Which means this. I don't care what your niche is. I don't care how crowded your niche is. I'll repeat that. I don't care what your niche is. I don't care how crowded your niche is. I believe this with all my heart and soul because I've watched it happen over the last 7 years. There are more people out there waiting to hear your message who can only hear it from you than you could ever get to in your lifetime. Earlier today, someone was hosting me on a webinar, and I was talking about how you can make money with your content without a website by selling affiliate products, and how I get 2 checks a month from ClickBank by doing that. I have a tiny little section of a giant niche in relationships. I have a tiny little section that I still play in because I came out of that niche. Okay? And there is one person that dominates that niche, and I sell their stuff. So that's my tiny little part of that part of a big niche. And I watched while I was on that webinar talking about those checks coming twice a month as the mail came. And after the webinar, I went out there, and guess what? One of those checks came in the mail today while I was talking about it. That's pretty cool. Okay? So listen, folks, whatever niche you're in, there are more people out there waiting to hear your message who can only hear it from you than you can ever get to in your lifetime. And I am going to make a note to have one of my team turn this into a pictograph quote. Okay? And I'm going to put that up somewhere for you guys to print out and hang up in your office. Karen is asking a fantastic question. Why do people buy from you when they could direct to that source who is seen as the guru? Karen, I love that question. Okay? A lot of reasons. I'm visible, he's not. Okay? And even within his niche, there are people who are going to hear the message from me in the articles I write about his content, and it moves them more than his sales pages. They've already decided to buy from my articles before they even get to his sales page. Okay? And of course, he appreciates it because we split it. But even where somebody else is the big guru, he is the #1 relationship ebook person online. Okay? And yet I sell his stuff and people buy from me when they could buy from him. Okay, Jim's saying his niche is making blowguns from the leg of a water buffalo. Well, cool. I bet there's a lot of people that are involved in that, Jim. Try that on your clients, buddy. Let me know how it goes. Okay, so now remember, we had a deal, right? Because I listed out, again, all those things I promised you I would deliver. And I promised you that I would come to you and ask if I delivered on all those promises before I went into your next success steps, continuing to train you. So, did I deliver? Jim will dominate. I love it. Did I deliver on all my promises? Yes or no? Jim, you cracked me up. Yay or nay in the Q&A? As always, of course. Yes, as always. Yes, sir, you did. Thank you, folks. All right, so here we go. I've revealed to you, as part of this webinar, one small piece with that content creation template of just one of the 5 necessary steps to building a 6-figure business online. Those are the 5 things I teach, the 5 necessary steps to building a 6-figure business online. Okay? Here's someone that's used some of the content creation stuff. How many of you would do it again if you did something that got 50 opt-ins in 3 days? I'd do that all day, every day. Okay, so the question becomes, how do you turn this immediately usable information I've delivered into transformation in your business? You hear me talk about that a lot, don't you? Transformation, not benefits, transformation. Now, master what I'm about to show you. This is the 3rd time I've said this on a webinar today. Master what I'm about to show you, and you can pretty much write your own ticket online. Because whenever I want more of all these good things, more online visibility, more traffic, more people in my community, more people on my webinars, more profit and more opportunities, I do one simple yet powerful thing over and over again with ridiculously relentless consistency. And that's I create more content. And then I take it through the content marketing cash machine system, turning it into online visibility, turning it into traffic, turning it into list building, and turning it into profit creation. I want you to do the same. How many of you on this webinar just went through that course live with me? Just give me a yay in the Q&A. I see a lot of your names out there. Yeah. Okay, you guys stand by. Okay, now this is the only content marketing system that allows you to master all 5 of the necessary steps to build a 6-figure business. Okay, and it's definitely not the latest flavor of the week that will be here today and gone tomorrow. I have used this since day 1 of 2007. I wish it was there back then. I created it out of the success I found and the success my early clients found. Okay, this works then, it works now, and it will work in the future because it's based on content, and this is a content economy. Google can make whatever changes they want, and every time they do, they continue to help us because they clear out the crap so the cream can rise. And what I'm offering you is a way to become part of the cream. Okay? Here's Adela Rubio, somebody that hosted one of my webinars, a joint venture expert, and she reworked her whole website and business thanks to just the content creation templates. And said something obvious that I was missing because I was too close to it. He said, Jeff, the way you show us how to create content with your templates makes everything you create a mini sales letter. A mini sales letter. Thanks, Adela. Now, I want you to take a look at what you're going to receive inside your members area of the Content Marketing Cash Machine after I take a drink of sweet tea. Feels better. Okay, 2 things you will always know with me. 2 things you will always know with me. People that have been through the Content Marketing Cash Machine, pop quiz, what are the 2 things you always know with me? Yep, that's right. Where to get started and what? And what? That's right. What to do next. Jennifer, what's next? Yeah. Okay, where to get started and what's next. That's very, very important to me. That's why there's a Get Started Here module in everything I do. In everything I do. Karen, I see that question and I'm going to get to it, I promise. Okay? So, here's an inside view of the Content Marketing Cash Machine. And there's your Get Started Here module. Okay? And there it is even circled for you. Okay? Then I'm going to take you through 5 different modules. It's all there waiting recorded for you. And yes, you can still ask questions in each module, and we'll go in and update it and answer them. Module 1, content creation, how to unleash your content and get your life-changing message out to the world. Yes, this is different than the content creation templates. Tomorrow, this is what to do with the templates. Okay? Watching Jeff create content is like watching Steven Spielberg edit a movie, Kurt Chalet says. And then longtime student Donald agrees. Okay? So I know a little bit about creating that stuff. And it gets you online visibility, how to easily get found all over your niche and in front of the right eyeballs. That's what you learn in Module 2. Thanks, Kim. She's saying already, I haven't even asked them. The reason I asked everybody that have been in it to say yes is because I'm going to come back to you in a minute and ask you about the class. Kim's already telling us about it. This is a fantastic class that gets down to the nitty-gritty. Stephanie loves the Steven Spielberg comparison testimonial. Yeah, it about made me drop when he said it, Stephanie, and I thanked him and I said, don't move, because I wanted that on video. Step 1, content creation. Module 2, online visibility. Module 3, how to attract 100% of your ideal prospects by turning your content into your own personal ETMs, evergreen traffic machines. All your content out there turns into an evergreen traffic machine for you. I couldn't stop the traffic coming into my world if I wanted to, and I certainly don't want to. And many of those people that took the course are experiencing that for themselves. Okay? Sparrow Jones, with content marketing in your templates, generating traffic is a joy, not a chore. Thanks, Sparrow. And then in Module 4, once you've generated the traffic, you want them to get into your list community. Okay? How to create a highly responsive list community. When you take great care of your list community, guess what? They will take great care of you. And my favorite, Module 5, product creation, or what I call profit creation. How to convert your content, some of which you've already created, into info products, courses, mentorships, masterminds, trainings, things you profit with. I told you that, no, I didn't tell you this, I didn't show you this at the beginning, but this is my first mentor online, Tom Antion, who uses my stuff. Helped me develop it, and he uses it with himself and his students. Had to create a 500-word article about golf, pulled out one of the templates, boom, 20 minutes later, it was working for him. Now, the content marketing cash machine, breaking it down in these 5 simple steps or modules, is really a simple system to follow. Now, you're probably thinking, all right, Jeff, it's Christmas, dang it. Something that's going to do this much for me has got to cost a pretty penny. And it really should. And it will after the first of the year. It will go up quite a bit. Now, in all honesty, it really should, because it's helped thousands of folks just like you transform their business in 5 easy and repeatable steps. Here is Christy Cook. That's been in it, looking forward to being your best student, but I have a feeling I'll have some competition in that area. Jeff, you're a genius in keeping it simple, and for me, that's a godsend. Thank you for helping me unleash my content. So awesome. Thank you, Christy. Now, this by itself, the system should be sold at $9.97. Okay, it should be, and eventually it will be. But I don't want you to forget about that number, because you're going to be one of the last set of people to get a much, much better webinar deal. And you're not just getting the content marketing cash machine system when you get this. You're going to get to experience what Dr. Lisa and I and many of my students experience. People getting a hold of you directly, wanting to work directly with you. That happens to me at live events. That happens to me every day online. Jeff, I love your stuff. What's your best resource for me? Folks, here in the South, we call that fish jumping in the boat. Because what that means is somebody has already made the buying decision. They've already decided to invest with me. They've got their credit card out, and they're trusting me as a trusted resource to get them there, to help them pick out the best resource for them. That is a beautiful way to do business. It's people pursuing you. And you're also going to get the Repurposing Power Secrets course, the secret to working smarter instead of harder. You're going to learn how to repurpose in text, in audio, in video. You're going to get a map to keep track of it all. It's a whole entire course. Repurposing in text, repurposing in video, the psychology of repurposing, repurposing in audio, that should be back here, and putting it all together. Okay? You're going to get a strategy session with me. You and I on the phone, looking at your content, looking at your 5 steps, and making it better. Here's Jim Sellner. Talent management added $140K to his bottom line in the last few months using the strategist. Now, if you got this and the bonuses all by themselves, we're talking about $2,500 or more. Forget that number. Okay? I want to make this a very, very easy decision for you. That means that today you're not going to be investing the retail value of the content marketing cash machine system all the videos, all the templates, all the training, all the bonuses, all the blah, 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 everything, all the modules, the putting it all together stuff, and the Q&As, and all the bonuses. Not even close, nowhere near that number. Not even half that, not even $497, which it will go to at the beginning of the year. Your investment today for hanging out on me, for hanging out with me on this webinar. You guys know what to do that have been with me a while. Say it loud in the Q&A. Jeff, move that slide. And the screen starts to scroll. You guys, you got to do webinars just to have this fun of watching the screen scroll with all you doing this. And Carol, you're right. Just one investment of $197 at Content Marketing Cash Machine. Now, I'm going to take that URL and copy and paste it. I finally trained myself to have it in a notepad, so I don't have to type it in, and send it to all of you right now. So you can type it into your browser if you want to, or you can just go to your chat and click on it and come on board. I'd like a few of you to click on it just to tell me that it's working. Okay? You're protected by my unconditional 30-day guarantee. Unless we do the strategy session before 30 days, you've got 30 days to check it out. Okay? Now, like I said, one payment of $197, or if you need me to finance it for you, and this may be one of the last times I'm ever doing this, and when you do what I tell you to do on the inside, you'll never need to finance something at this level again. Only 3 payments of $77 at contentmarketingcashmachine.com. Now, I'm going to call. Oh my gosh. Jim, that is, thanks, Bill, the link works. That is probably one of the best compliments I've ever received for my ability to market and convert from a webinar. Jim says, geez, I just tried to buy it again. Don't do that, Jim. You only need it once. Now, Jim and all the other people that have been in it as we did it live, here is where I want to call on you. For all the people that are thinking about it, wondering if they need it, what would you tell them? Let me know in the Q&A. Here's Martin Fox that's used it. His crutch was constantly citing other people instead of his own expertise. Now he can cite his own expertise. What do we got here? Don't hesitate. Candy Hill says it's worth every penny and more. Get it now, says Ann. Awesome. Thank you, guys. In every module and in every submodule, you get to ask questions, get help from me and my team, get help from each other. These guys have built an incredible community over there, and it will take you in and build it more. And you will have access to this as long as there is the internet. In other words, for life. Kim, if you're serious about making money with your business, then get signed up for this course. You won't be sorry. Tracy says, buy the product. Jeff's stuff kicks ass. I'll use that testimonial. Excellent value in a supportive community, says Ann. Content Marketing Cash Machine, folks. Here's Dr. Joanne, a high-performance athletic coach, getting high-paying clients, begging to work with her. That's that whole thing, folks, about pursuit. Do this stuff, and you won't have to pursue clients. They pursue you. I love it. An example of that is Jim Samuels. He's been through the course, and he was getting ready to buy it again. Okay? So here's what will happen the moment you go to the address below. I'd like you to be comfortable with the ordering process. You go to this page. I'll walk you through again what you're getting, what it'll do for you, and then what you need to do. One payment of $197, this button. 3 payments of $77 is that button. And if you are someone who likes to invest through PayPal, these blue buttons here at the bottom is where you go. For $197 is here, and for 3 payments of $77 is there. And I'm seeing all kinds of folks come on board. Congratulations. When I get a moment, I'll call out your names. Then you'll be taken to this form. You decide on 1 payment of $197 or 3 payments of $77. And you hit the famous submit order orange button, right, Tracy? And if you come in through PayPal, you'll see this for the $197 and this for the $77. Okay? Steve, like Nike and much more, just do it. Where it equals I transform, and look out 2014. Thank you, pal. I appreciate that. And I would love to use that with your permission. All right. You'll join thousands of other content creating, marketing, and profiting success stories. Now, hugely important to us. Hugely important to us. Thank you for that permission, Steve. If you have trouble coming aboard, or challenges once you get on board, or anytime, support at jeffherring.com. Support at jeffherring.com. Tracy and Jewel are standing by to help you out. We don't do anything else after these events until we've got everybody squared away. Al, thank you, Tracy. Her name is Jewel, Jeff. Thank you, Tracy. This is what happens when you do 3 webinars in a day. Al, send me an email with that at jeffherringtraining@gmail.com, jeffherringtraining@gmail.com, and I will take care of it. All right? So there's your support desk. And here is Lisa Copeland, the #1 dating coach for women over 50. She was not charging enough and only charging by the hour. Coaches, therapists do not collect a fee every appointment. Sell it in packages. Why? Because that makes every appointment with you a buying decision. So sell it in packages. Helped her to raise her prices, and she got her first client at a $1,200 package, and a whole lot more of them after that. Brenda and Stephanie are saying, I've been busy today. Yeah, but having a blast. Having a blast. I want you to have a blast too. It's that simple, folks. A content marketing cash machine. Again, you'll get the Get Started Here module, a whole course on repurposing, a strategy session with me. Somebody that's been through it says the system constitutes the holy grail of content marketing. I like that. Linda, you do the same thing. Send me an email at jeffherringtraining@gmail.com. jeffherringtraining@gmail.com, and I will take care of that question. Only one payment of $197. This is not the templates, folks. This is what to do with the template, step by step. Or just 3 payments of only $77. I'm not even going to read that. Y'all have seen it before. First, do what is necessary. Come on board at contentmarketingcashmachine.com. Then do what is possible, which is getting your message in the hands of the people you've been called to serve and making a difference. And then pretty soon you'll be able to do the impossible, which is reaching out all over the world, making a difference in the lives you're called to serve and profiting from it. Tomorrow, same thing, jeffherringtraining@gmail.com. Yeah, tomorrow, UT, go through the templates before NAMS, and then we'll be doing this, okay? Carol, jeffherringtraining@gmail.com. jeffherringtraining@gmail.com. All right, this is the last slide. Congratulations to Jimmy and Carol and Karen and Ken. My goodness, big on the K sounds. And Albert and Zach. Awesome, guys. You're going to love this. You're going to love it. And you're going to love yourself even more when you find out that how much more it's going to be in the new year. Susan is having trouble ordering. Susan, send an email to support at jeffherring.com. Support at jeffherring.com. Tracy will jump on it, and we'll make sure. Congratulations, everyone. You're going to love this course, says Kim. Susan says, okay, good. We'll take care of you, Susan. Okay, so Content Marketing Cash Machine, kids. ContentMarketingCashMachine.com. 1 payment of $197, 3 payments of $77. This will sell regularly for $497, starting the first of the year. Okay, so come on board for 3 payments of $77. If you got to still buy Christmas presents, And then when you're making those second and third payments, you'll be grinning when everybody else is paying $500 for the same thing. Try to do you a favor here. ContentMarketingCashMachine.com. We're going to come back to this slide in a minute. Tomorrow, to get all the extra bonuses, you've got this webinar, okay? And part of the extra bonuses is extra strategy session time with me. But you can, the replay is going to be up through the weekend, and you can wait through then. You just won't get the extra strategy session time, okay? I'm going to come back to this page, but first I promised you, didn't I? What did I promise you at the end of the webinar tonight? Or today, or wherever it is you are? What did I promise you? Anybody remember from the emails? A bonus. Candy, says Tracy. Yeah, there you go. List building. You got it, Al. Here we go. Here is a free list building course for you. And that's a URL shortener. So write that down, okay? Just write those letters down because I'm going to leave it up for about a minute. And it's a NAMS course that's really good that I'm offering you for free. Even better than the December deals for NAMS. Maddie from Ireland says the CMCM course is the business. You got it. It is the business. It's how to do this business. It is the system. It is the formula. It is the solution. And you're going to be hearing me stake that claim a lot louder and a lot stronger in 2014, because I'm going to kind of step into what I really believe and say it all over the world. Okay? So, give you about 30 more seconds to write this down, to go get your free list building course before I take you back to the other page. Brenda says, good, you've been too quiet. I've been too quiet? Oh my goodness. See, I think I've been the other. Okay, Brenda, thank you for that encouragement. Look out 2014. All right, so write that down. Going to go back to the other slide and invite the rest of you that have not already to get your butt off the fence and go get the solution you've been looking for. If you're in another course, if you're in another something, what are you doing on this call? If that course was doing everything for you, if that was doing everything for you, what are you doing on this call? Okay, that's a preview of coming attractions. I'm going to sort of take a stronger position in the new year. Congratulations now to, who do we got here? Susan O'Banion. Okay, you got through the hassles. Good for you. Appreciate your persistence. That is another predictor of success as well. Okay. And it says the link works. Thank you. Appreciate that. And who else has come aboard here? Richard, welcome aboard. Awesome. Now, Belinda and everybody else is going over the list building course. It will say it's $97. That's the regular price, Stephanie. Okay, but when you enter in your information, the code that's already there will automatically set it at 0. Okay? It's a $97 course, but when you put your information in, the code will set it over to 0. Okay? So don't worry about that. I'm not trying to trick you. Does anybody on this webinar believe that I would do something like that? Does anybody believe that I would do something like that? Come on, no way. All right, somebody wants me to show it again. Candy said the same thing, no way. All right. There it is again, okay? And I'll put it in, it'll be in the replay, okay? And I'll send it out maybe later tonight to you guys, I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't do it on purpose, that's for sure, Brendan. No, says Jim. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, don't pay $97 for that course. It's supposed to be free. Okay. I offered it free a while ago, and all you got to do is put your information in, and what's supposed to happen is the code goes in there, and you're fine. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go over and check it out. I want to make sure I'm treating you guys right. All right. HTTP:// G-O-O, goo, gill, / big J, little t, big J, little y, EU. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Yeah, it's the same page. Okay, I'm scrolling down, looking at all the good stuff. Click here to order now. Dum, 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 dum. Of course, it's going slower because we're on a webinar. Okay. See, yeah, let me take this over to you. You guys see that page up there that I just dropped into the webinar? You guys see that? Yay or nay in the Q&A? Can you see that on the screen? Come on, somebody tell me. Yes, says Lynn, thank you. See where it says right there? Enter coupon code, Jeff's Special. That will get you it free. That will get you it free, okay? That coupon code, Jeff's Special. This is something David Perdue's only done with me, okay? Because I support the heck out of NAMS. Been there since day one. So that's how you do it, and you don't pay for it. See? I'm going to treat you guys right. When you take good care. It came up as 17, Al? All right, let me figure out what the heck's going on. Belinda says it works, okay? So it should, and it worked fine, Belinda, for free? Oh, that's another, okay, yeah. Chris is saying the 17 is another offer. It's an upsell, okay? That's another offer, okay? So when I get off of this, I'll check with David, and you know, if it's wrong, I'll make it right for you. You know that. So anyway, there's that. It'll be with the replay. For those of you still wanting to come on board, there is Content Marketing Cash Machine. Yeah, that's the one, Chris. Okay, so welcome to everybody that's on board. And thank you guys for hanging out with me on this webinar. And through all these years, yeah, Al sees it's an upsell. It's all good. Yeah, there you go. So it's working for a lot of people, folks. So just don't get scared. It's not going to charge you. And if by some weird quirk it does, I'll PayPal you the money back. I'm going to take care of you. Okay? Thank you for being part of my community. 2014 is gonna rock. And we're going to be here a year from now celebrating 8 years. And it's going to rock even more. Okay, Carol, you want to know the difference between the profitable content creation templates and this course, Cash Machine. Here it goes. The templates, Carol, give you 21 different ways to create content and touches on what to do with the content. Okay, it touches on it. The Content Marketing Cash Machine gives you explicitly, step by step, through 5 modules of an hour or more, exactly what to do to get online visibility, traffic generation, list building, and product and profit creation with your content. So I would say go get it, Carol, as everybody else has said. Okay? So I'm going to start signing off, folks, and thank you very much for joining me on this celebration webinar. Thank you for celebrating with me and all the well wishes. It's always an honor for you to be here and always will be. I want you, if you already haven't done so, to go get this stuff at contentmarketingcashmachine.com. And as always, go use this stuff, and we'll catch you next time. And Al is here for the first time. Good to meet you too, Al. Thanks and congrats, says Kim. Appreciate you, Jeff. God bless, says Donna Marie. Thanks again, Jeff, Jim. Great stuff again, Jeff. Thanks for all your help during Up 13. I wish you and all the very best. Thanks, Jeff. Great as always. Go celebrate the stuff. I will do that, Ann. Chris says, thank you so very, very much, Jeff. Have a beautiful day. Already have been, and we'll do it again. Okay, Donna, the link works. Just got a confirmation. Awesome. Thanks, Jeff. Great wisdom. Thank you, Susan. Appreciate you guys. Go get this stuff at Content Marketing Cash Machine and go use this stuff. And now comes the handy dandy timer. It will be set for 15 minutes. You've got to order and get the extra bonus of extra time with me on the phone. Whoops. And there she goes. Happy holidays to you, Arlene. Okay, good. I'm gonna everybody that's hit me up at jeffherringtraining@gmail.com. I will be getting back to you shortly. Um, and we'll go from there. Okay? So go use this stuff. Good night.